Hey Cancer, how are you guys? Let's do your reading. This is just pre-shuffle. I didn't do a lot of pre-shuffle, but I just wanted to stop because it looks like you've got somebody coming back, somebody that you have shown a lot of love for, given a lot of love to, maybe stood up for, I'm picking up on. And bottom of the deck we have the Ten of Pentacles, which is stability, and then the Knight of Cups. So looks strongly like somebody's coming in. Some love's coming in. Could be new. Could be new. So, how are you? Look at that. Yeah, you have somebody coming in. I felt it pretty quick. So the Knight of Pentacles is a favorite knight because it's the knight that comes in strong and stable. Not always as fast, but it's not hasty, you know. It's somebody that, this also could be good news, but somebody's coming in with some kind of good news. But let's just expand on that. I'm also picking up on like a shark energy, if that means anything to anyone. Something about sharks, swimming with sharks. Maybe somebody likes sharks. I don't know. But here we've got the Nine of Wands, which is, you know, the wounded warrior. It's got an element of still, you know, holding ground, still standing, you know, even though you've been through a lot. The wands are all scorched underneath. Okay, devil energy in the recent past. So could be dealing with a Capricorn. Don't know yet. The devil energy is like an obsession, or it could be a tie, or something that's, you know, has a hold on you. There you go again, King of Cups. Okay, I'm going to do it this way because I know. Let's see. There. King of Cups. So that's crowning. Always good to have love. Another night, you guys, like another incoming. Or is this the same one we had? This is the same one we had, isn't it? Knight of Wands. Again. I feel like this is somebody who's too strayed or left, or was indecisive and kind of did that whole wanted, you know, maybe the grass is greener on the other side, and saw that maybe they even got burned. That might be what's going on here. Got burned, or saw, you know, had some experiences outside of the connection with you that is making them view you, bring, you know, come back or see your value more. Knight of Cups. This is kind of looking like I didn't shuffle that good. Let's see. We'll have to, I'm going to use it. I'll shuffle really good and we'll expand. But the Magician, Knight of Cups is, again, that love coming in. Ooh, this Magician is feeling pretty strong. I'm going to definitely clarify that. So, Six of Cups. Often a return from the past. Again, I feel, oh, I didn't think about this one with the water. Oh, there's a shark right there. So maybe that's, I didn't see that, like it didn't register, but maybe I either felt it or subconsciously. But I feel like, yeah, I feel like somebody kind of left the situation and then went outside of the connection and either got burned. I'm also picking up on something, Cancer, that I feel like is going to be an important, I don't want to lose it. Let me say this real quick. It's something about, like there's something about being relieved that they don't have to listen to, I don't know if it's you complain or someone else complain. There was some sort of a relief or an avoidance of just not wanting to get, you know, having to maybe be accountable, but maybe just, you know, listen to how unhappy you were or somebody else was, something like that. Five of Swords. Yeah, look at that. How interesting that just came out. Interesting. Okay, the Fool card. Okay, so somebody's coming back, I believe, for a, I'm getting a lot of this. So, oh, maybe, yeah, I think we're about to go into retrograde. But somebody is coming back, somebody that's straight, I believe. Look, there's King of Pentacles. You've got a Pentacles. I mean, this is a pretty amazing. Okay, also in this story, there is an element of somebody finding not just, this the whole, it'd be tied to the swimming with sharks, but realizing that what they were told or fed to someone else, there was a false, like, okay, this is, you have to put this how it works, but there is something about like maybe the connection with you felt kind of like they were always letting you down or not enough or disappointing you. So be careful with that. Just kind of take note and observe. So if that is happening and you don't know it, you can kind of catch it, to where they thought it would be easier elsewhere. But now the lesson that they learned elsewhere is kind of letting them see that it's not better elsewhere. But I still think there is something to the whole, maybe, for everything negative you say to someone, this is like children, I think this probably applies in relationships, but like for everything negative you say to someone, or for every complaint or dissatisfaction, make sure you counter that with 2-3 positives, compliments. You're so smart. You're right. Say things like, make sure you validate people and say things like, you're right. You're right again. You're so smart. I love how smart you are. Things like that, okay? Because I feel like this person may have strayed or not been, or left the connection because of feeling like they just weren't able to be good enough or satisfy or make you happy. Something like that, okay? So if that doesn't apply to you, then ignore me, but if I were you, I would keep your eye out for that. 8 of Pentacles. So focused attention. So I do think that at the same time, the way that the reason that was happening was truly good reasons. Somebody wasn't giving you enough attention, or there wasn't enough communication. So it was definitely a two-sided thing. We've got 6 of Pentacles. Yeah, look at that. Attention. Focused attention. 6 of Pentacles is giving. Somebody wasn't giving enough right under that King of Pentacles. Temperance. Yeah, I think there was an element of holding back. And I do feel like in here, again, at the bottom of the deck, we've got Nine of Cups. It looks like you're going to get an apology and find out that someone else was cut out. I don't know. I kind of want to... Okay, I really am really curious about this Magician. Be careful, with your words, because what you speak and think about the most is what you're going to get the most of. So if you are thinking that it's not going to be good, okay, I'm going to teach you guys a technique, and I'm going to probably do a whole video on this, but just so coming forward, so I've kind of been MIA a little bit, trying to get healthy and fix some things in the personal life, but I've done a lot of, growing. I want to share in every video. I'm going to try and share something with you guys at the end of the videos for either personal growth or health or just, happiness, well-being. So we're going to do that at the end, but it's going to apply to you in this situation. And I'm going to call it the glow technique, where you actually send, energetic vibes to the person, everybody in your life. If it just becomes a habit where you literally just visualize them happy. I'm going to go ahead and tell y'all now, but what you do is, when you think about this person, you just kind of take that time in that space to visualize them surrounded, visualize them smiling. I do this for you guys when I read your comments. Visualize them smiling and happy, surrounded by love and light and healthy, and with abundance and all the things that they want. You just kind of visualize them smiling, and you kind of energetically put a glow, love and light glow around them, and try to just hold that space for a few minutes, especially if it's somebody you're worried about or you're thinking negative thoughts about. I think it would be extremely powerful in those scenarios. So that might be something that can help this situation. Okay, so Ace of Cups, 2 of Pentacles, 3 of Pentacles. Because I feel like, when somebody disses us or leaves or doesn't, value us, and then they leave and then they come back, even though we really want them to come back, we tend to harbor that resentment, or sometimes it's just the fear that they're going to do it again, and because we kind of don't want to dwell on it, we don't want to push them away or say, too much. We kind of stifle some of that, and then it just festers instead of being talked about and communicated. And I think that, communicating, once somebody really shows you they want to come back, I think it is important. And choose your timing. Make sure it's not, on the phone or on text, but it's actually, you know, after you've had a little bit of, you know, positive time together and things are light and sweet, and then say, yeah, you know, I really do. I would really like to see, you know, talk about where we both stand and what we want. And then on the clock when I said that on the timer. I think that's important. I also think there's processes, which this is going to be another one of the things that we go over, that like when you are in a relationship, like during date night or once a week or whatever, you go through like a list of, you know, how did I support you this week? How did I make you feel good? Or what do I do that makes you feel really good and secure in our relationship? Or did I do anything, you know, recently that made you feel insecure or, you know, made you feel not strong, or, you know what I mean? Kind of go through, learn. There's like a learning I think we need to do of how, of communicating our needs and complimenting and giving credit and praise to the good things and gently acknowledging the things that weren't so good, but not when it's festered into where we're upset, you know? Are y'all with me? Am I making any sense? Anyway, okay, I want to know about this man. The Magician card. What's the Magician card? I mean, what it looks like is somebody that you've been manifesting to return. The only major hiccup is we've got to make sure that you learn from what was wrong, and maybe even ask them, what did I do wrong? What could I do better? You know, what could I do better? And make sure that if they say, well, you're always complaining or you're always mad at me, your response has to be, tell me more. It can't be, oh, you know, you got to let the ego out of it. But anyway. All right. So tell me about the Magician. What's the deal with the Magician? I mean, that's a powerful position for that to be in. The Magician is somebody that has, you know, possesses all the tools they need to create. Queen of Cups. When do we have a King? Yeah, we get King and Queen of Cups. So it looks like what you're manifesting is love, love, love. But again, I feel like there's maybe like a little bit of a glitch and a back and forth of messages you're putting out to the universe, maybe even to them. Tell me about this Devil in the past. Why the Devil and the Eight of Wands? Eight of Wands is forward motion, communication. Why do we have the Devil in the past? Ten of Cups. There might have also been an element in the past of trying to make, you know, create things too fast or before our time was right or on your time frame versus, you know, maybe a little bit of a rush to accelerate things to a, you know, a Ten of Pentacles and Cups place. Tell me about this Five of Swords. Why do we have the Five of Swords in the outcome? Looks like regret. Who's going to have that? Regret and like maybe a lot of discussion. In the bottom of the deck, we had the Fool card, which is really the ability to let go of baggage. You know, free yourself. And so again, that conversation might be really helpful. Eight of Cups, walking away, maybe from toxic people or friendships or opinions. There might have been an outside element here. Of Swords. Yeah, blocking. Wow, somebody's going to get blocked. Interesting. It looks like a decision. Somebody's going to choose and believe you over something else that's been very negative. Yeah, look, somebody that's been, there is an element, some energy here that's been a negative influence. And I got to say, if there's somebody that is somehow threatening or not healthy for a connection, then that person needs to be, you know, sometimes it's family, and so you can't cut them. If it's somebody it's not worth cutting them out completely, you limit, you know what I mean? You limit your exposure to them. If somebody is, you know, has hurt you or, you know, threatened somehow or, you know, a threat to the connection, then it should, that thing or person should be cut out without having to, you know, fight over it. It should just not, somebody shouldn't want to be you know, around that. Is the connection is the once it's one. So I'm feeling like there was a drama queen, and somebody needs to stand up to it. Yeah. Yep. Either just stand up to it or cut it out. Okay. What else? Definitely amazing connection, or this is a return, and it's somebody that's learned some lessons, but I just always like to focus on what you guys can learn too. I think the communication needs to be very clear, and it can go something like this. I just, you know, I'd like to discuss or talk, you know, about where you are, what you want, where we're going, just so we have, you know, so just so that we're both on the same page. We know we have, you know, healthy expectations, and, you know, we don't give too much or too little, or expect too much or too little. You know, and if you need space or distance, that's cool. That's okay. I just would always, you know, I would like to know that, so we're on the same page. But I still am not satisfied with this devil. Oh, this devil is looking like greed. One more on the devil. Yeah. Looks like somebody was, I think there's something like, and I don't know if this is you or the other person, but there's something like somebody wanted more than the other person was ready to give, and it just didn't like align. It has to align, you know, that there was like somebody avoiding, somebody else overgave. So just, you know, make sure you temper your giving. You don't want to ever give, especially if you're the feminine ladies. Men like to be, you know, receiving is feminine energy, doing and giving is masculine energy. When you give and you pursue, and you know, you take the lead over a relationship, it's for the man to receive all that. It puts him in a you know, it's kind of tampering with his masculine feminine dynamic, his energy. So men like to give more. They feel like they need to accomplish, they need to earn. So don't take that away from your masculine, okay? And it's not gender. It's not gender. We're talking energy. Sometimes it's gender, but not always. Treasure Island. This is going to be good. Okay, imagine the fates. This is good. Okay, you got something good. You got a return. It's going to be good. I think both parties are going to learn. Let's look up Treasure Island. Number 9. The law of attraction. That's why I kept feeling that Magician so strong. Okay. My camera's a little too close. Oh, I can't. Or I need to scoot the camera back. Okay. The law of attraction, bringing dreams into fruition, the results of positive thinking made manifest. Abundance appearing as if from nowhere. Financial gains and sharing of good fortune. The oracle's message is you've worked hard and acted upon your unwavering belief in abundance, and suddenly, in the midst of it all, you hit the jackpot. You have uncovered the map to buried treasure and tapped the unlimited potential within you. What you must hone now is your ability to recognize when X marks the spot, because some of these golden opportunities be obvious, but others not be so readily apparent. Trust your intuition to light your way now as you enter this truly prosperous phase where all the long hard work navigating your inner life is now paying off externally in all aspects of your life. At this time, you have very good fortune. Don't forget to enjoy it and share it with others, as treasure shared multiplies like magic. Okay, so we kept getting this. We got the King of Pentacles. This is kind of like crazy. Look at this reading. Tens. This is, you're manifesting. So that was like all about money. Let's look at the relationship part. Your relationship is a treasure, providing even more than you need, but you may not see that right now. No matter how long you've been together, you and your partner always discover hidden gems about yourselves and each other. Now is the time of discovery. It's as if everything is in sync and everything is new again. Romance blooms and love is in the air. You can be assured that this partnership will bring you great gifts and valuable lessons. Keep your heart open. The message of this card is to celebrate love and what it teaches you. At this time, you can be confident that success is yours. Your ideas are all hitting the mark. And I wonder if somebody's name is Mark, because that keeps like highlighting in mine. And you're in a true manifestation period when you will see evidence of the seeds of prosperity you planted in the past. The appearance of this card in a reading indicates that your dreams and aspirations align with concrete signs of prosperity in the world of form. This is very auspicious and fortunate time for business. This is, I mean, this is screaming. I focused on love, but this is also screaming wealth. But you got to keep manifesting, keep visualizing it. If you haven't seen it yet, don't think you were doing it wrong. Just make sure you're giving salt. You visualize yourself in that position that you want to be. Put that glow technique onto yourself. Visualize yourself in this warm, love and light glow. Smiling, happy. Try and feel it. Tap into it. Creative projects will flourish and inspiration strikes. Share your wealth with others too. Okay, well, we had that too. We had this 6. We also had the 6 of Pentacles. So I think this also could be, you know, make sure you share praise and compliments. Generosity and gratitude should lead you now. So there you go. Looks like you're going to be pretty well off. Let's pull this little card, this deck, little deck. Let's pull this deck that I use for money. Let's see what we get. What messages do we have for Cancer? I just saw the Empress, which is, you know, creation. Prince of Swords, 3 of Pentacles. I feel like this is saying this 3 of Pentacles, it's you know, partnerships and connections. I feel like saying there's something that you don't need to wait for other people do, you know, there's some, I'm not saying you don't need partnerships. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying there are steps you can take without the partnerships as well. Okay. So don't rely or wait for someone else to be ready. You know what I'm saying? Look at that. I mean, oh gosh, this is crazy beautiful reading. Ace of Pentacles. So some new, I don't know, gift from the universe, something major, prosperous is coming. But again, a lot of love here. What is this Ace of Pentacles? I'm going to shuffle to let them fly. What is this Ace of Pentacles? You definitely have love, flourishing in love. You're releasing baggage. You're learning how to compliment and encourage. Lots of techniques in this reading. You guys, also wanted to tell you guys, when you guys love or get key points in the readings, go in the comments and you can put timestamps. So say there was something at 5 minutes that you wanted to revisit when you pull the video back up, like if you're going to save the video. If there are key points that you know that you might forget, you don't want to write them down, or you just want to log them, you can do it in the comments. So if you were to go into the comments and just put 2, you know, co-live or whatever, your comment will always come up first when you pull up the video again, and then you can see your timestamps and you can skip ahead to those key points that you want to revisit. Of course, you can always, you know, listen to the whole video again. But I do that all the time with the videos I watch. What's the Ace of Pentacles? Oops. Ooh, see? It's like foundation. Four of Wands. Then often our twin flame. Didn't I look at the clock when Eden? The World card. I mean, this is big. Big money, big love, big changes, big opportunities. Keep your wow. Keep your mind, you know, healthy and in the right place. Get up with the sun. Make sure you get light in your eyes in the sun, get sun in the mornings. It will help set your dopamine and your hormones. Sunlight. There is something here about texting, like maybe cutting out negative talk, negative text. Oops. There it is, 10 of Wands. I felt this one too. Wow, 10 of Swords. And the sun. I just said that. Gosh, I just said that. Make sure you get sun. Oh gosh. Okay, you guys know this. You guys know you have this in your gut. The High Priestess is somebody that knows. But remember, there's still something else about cutting out some kind of text or communication. So the High Priestess, I just want to say regarding the text or communication or toxic, talk or whatever, maybe it's your self-talk. Maybe you're struggling with that and you need to keep remembering everything you think and say has power. The High Priestess is somebody that knows, she has inner knowing, but she also doesn't have to tell others, okay? She's so secure that she's a little aloof with what she shares. So there's something with that with text, so be mindful of that. You got 10, all the 10s here. 10 of Wands. I'm feeling a lot of action from that, like a lot of work put in. And then 10 of Swords is it's typically a painful ending. But then look, 10 of Pentacles. And the Sun, health, happiness, healing, children, things being illuminated. Make sure you get sun in the morning first as early as you can. Not through a window if you can, not through sunglasses, because there's a gland behind your eyes. And the only way to it is through your eyes. I know this from a neurosurgeon that I follow, that I geek out on. But that gland can be stimulated in the mornings. Make sure you do that before you get caffeine. This is going to be one of the tips I do. But today the tip is it's about doing that glow. Visualizing people you love, especially if you're worried about them. Visualize them in seeing them smile, surrounded by love and light, healthy glow, healthy. Okay? Just make it like a little practice, especially if it's somebody you're worried about. You can also tap on your heart and send out love. This is beautiful. I mean, there's a lot of money here, but a lot of love too, coming out ahead. Somebody is getting cut out and even be blocked. Negative, toxic interference is being blocked. Okay. Wow, that was a lot of information. I love you guys. Use the comments as a place where you can timestamp the points that you want to come back and skip to. I love you. I'll see you in the comments. We'll talk in there. Please hit like and help get the video in circulation by doing comments and, sharing or hitting like. I love you guys. Make sure if you're subscribed, you tap the bell and click all so you get notified. Love you. Bye, Cancer.